signal the end of a career. And Chubbs has been up and down. The other thing is the emergence of Jalen McMillan. A lot of us had big flag plants on Jalen McMillan this year, knowing that he had quite a huge wide receiver room to kind of get through. And rookies tend to take till the second half, but he's starting to emerge. And the other thing is the top 6 profile right now of Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's similar to McMillan, although with much more draft capital. We saw coming, and he had a really bad rookie season fantasy-wise. And look who's number 6 in the wide receiver room. So we're going to talk about those 3 things. We're going to talk about your fantasy football playoffs. I want to hear your stories. Bad beats. Did you get I saw somebody on Twitter, he lost by 0.12. Are you dominating? Can you make trades? I just made a trade that I want to talk about, so we'll talk about some trades. So what is your Nick Chubb take DFK? Hit me.
Yeah. I was just trying to make a decision. Do I keep him, drop him now? I've got a league where I've got Evan Ingram in IR and Gardner Minshew in IR. I'm thinking maybe I could just drop Minshew, keep Chubb, but we know long term is just not much there, man.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, so it's a tough spot. He is a unrestricted free agent. I doubt they bring him back at this point. They gave him that extra year kind of as a courtesy this current season. So I think next year, he's gonna still be in the league, guys. They said it's not gonna take surgery. At first they said it would require surgery. They're saying it's not saying that it means it's going to be all roses, because he didn't look great beforehand and they were kind of holding him out. But I don't know. I could just see some ability to maybe trade him for a 4th later. Someone believes that he might have a J.K. Dobbins type bounce back. So I don't want to just outright cut him yet, right, because at this point you got the long off season to potentially just have some kind of buzz point in the right direction. I think the non-surgery at least helps that narrative a little bit, that he'll be able to, start training camp and do something with some other team. And maybe it's a good team and not the Browns.
Well, and that's kind of the worst part of it for him as far as his career is concerned, is the fact that this is the last year of his contract. He wasn't, if he still had 2 years, then yeah, you could see a really hardcore rehab, him working his way back with the Browns. But with his injury history, I don't think he's going to get an RB1 contract. And so he's going to be kind of similar to Zeke Elliott. Chubb has been demoted to Zeke Elliott. And
good team fit. Good call.
Kareem Hunt, Dalvin Cook, like that. I mean, that's Chubb's future. Now, all of those guys, when they changed teams, had a fairly okay first season with a new team. And Chubb may do that. In your situation, absolutely drop Minshew, stick Chubb on the IR. But for me, Chubb is an asset that I want to go in and just kind of add him to trade offers. You know what I mean? Because the days are gone where you can offer Chubb and get a package back. Now he has to be a part of something, and that owner has to kind of wish on it. So it's unfortunate. But he still has something in the tank. He had a couple games this year that were pretty outstanding. He just needs to stay healthy. And if you have been a long-time Chubb owner like I have, the highs and the lows with him. It's peaks and valleys, and he's either totally down and out with an injury or absolutely fire in your lineup. And hopefully he gets another chance.
Yeah, man. Pouring out for Chubb.
Yeah.
Wish him the best of luck.
All right, Jalen McMillan, big story out of Tampa Bay. What I'm looking at with Jalen McMillan, the 2 touchdowns of the Raiders against the Raiders, that's fine. Touchdown again the following week, that's great and everything. But what I'm looking at is his evolution throughout the course of the season. So he found himself with a lot of camp hype because of his ability. Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles talking him up. Struggled a little bit early, and Chris Godwin was there. And as soon as Chris Godwin was hurt, everybody kind of like ran to okay, it's time. And what happened was Jalen McMillan and Trey Palmer were pretty much sharing snap shares. It wasn't the Buccaneers hadn't landed on which one of them was going to actually like be the number 2 guy in their system, their play calls. And Jalen McMillan has now finally earned the trust of Baker Mayfield. Baker's looking for him in clutch situations. They're running plays where he's the first read. It's not just the Mike Evans show, and because that, Mike Evans has had a couple of really good weeks too. So we waited on Jalen McMillan. I wrote articles when he was in his last year at Washington about let everybody else stampede for Rome Odunze because Jalen McMillan is every bit as good as Odunze is. There are some metrics that he passes Odunze, and he's going to be a value in your rookie drafts. And almost every single rookie draft, I managed to get him in the 3rd or 4th round. And I have him everywhere. And I think for 2025, it's going to be a huge, huge get.
Absolutely. Get excited, man. If you got him, awesome. And I bet you just with there only being 3 games left, you can still get him no matter how he finishes. 1 month of production, some folks are still going to be skeptical based on who the Bucs bring in next season in the draft or free agency, stuff like that. So keep going after him.
And Godwin's going to be back too.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, good call by you. And you stuck with it. I've been with you the whole way through the ups and the downs, and you stuck with
it. Is it Football Guys? There's one company that's out there that flag planted Jalen McMillan, and then they had a follow-up video where they were like, every year we put a jinx on somebody, and that was the reveal, was that it was Jalen McMillan was the one that was jinxed. So that was pretty funny. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba, currently sitting as wide receiver 6. He had a down game against the Packers and still wound up scoring, I want to say 14 points. Geno Smith had a horrible game and then left. And then Sam Howell just sat and took snaps and looked for ways to get sacked. So even among all of that, JSN had an okay game. I feel like moving forward, we can expect that to be his floor. When he has a bad game, he's still going to be in the 14-point range, which is absolutely great. He's another guy. So in my home league, I have McMillan, I have Malik Neighbors, I have Brock Bowers, I have JSN, I have George Pickens. I'm in last place again. I have Jaden Daniels too. I'm in last place again. I have a lot of it's a short lineup league. So it's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight end. And it's hard for me to pick the matchups. It feels like every time I play somebody, they have a terrible game or they get hurt. And then everybody on my bench absolutely destroys. So then I flip them and the same thing happens. And then on top of that, I'm like 2nd or 3rd in points allowed. So I'm getting everybody's biggest week coming out the gate. Yeah. So I can't make mistakes. And then so by week 7 or 8, I was just like, all right, let's start looking for draft picks. So traded away Breece Hall, got a huge package for that. Like, but I have so much talent. It's just a matter of like a year or 2 before all of my guys are, absolute studs. And I start like running away with it every year. So and that in that league, it was the first dynasty startup that I was ever in. And I had the naive idea, young guys, go with young guys. First of all, my first 3 picks were George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller. Because I figured that I was going to be, if I just like loaded up on all the tight ends, then I was going to be able to like make trades and stuff. It's a fun league, Anyway, I do stuff in the drafts where I just like I mess around, just for for content purposes, whatever. It's fun, and my record in the league reflects that. But over the years, I've learned and changed my tack. And now in startup drafts, I have the philosophy, don't be afraid to win in the first year. And I approach it like a redraft league. And and come out with the championship, stack your bank, and then start to build from there. And
yeah, you're in enough leagues where you got both type of teams, so it's fun to play it either way, rebuild or go all in on some rosters. Like I did 2 startups this year. One was a rebuilder right out of the gate, and one was I'm in the round 2 right now. So
nice. All right. So again, comment, guys. Tell us your stories. Bad beats.
we got
Big wins.
McLaurin or London this week. PPR. I mean, McLaurin's playing the Eagles. Last time he played them. They only had 1 catch from McLaurin, but I feel like they built so much more chemistry since then. It's hard to sit McLaurin. London did get the touchdown this past week. I'm just rocking with the hot hand.
Yeah.
The McDaniels, McLaurin out of the bye, a couple weeks out of the bye, they're just cooking,
Yeah, I'm going McLaurin. Sorry, I should put that on the screen. IP14. Sorry. Ooh, that was bars. All right. I'm going McLaurin too. What's happening in Atlanta? Like Kirk
Michael
Cousins
Penix time.
is, they should.
Luckily, they were playing the Raiders, so they could. Oh, sorry.
To come out with the victory, but
yeah,
the Raiders aren't, other than Jack Jones' misread on a double move. The Raiders' pass defense isn't terrible. DeCameron Richardson has absolutely shown out as a rookie, and they do have a good defensive backfield. They can't stop the run, which opens up passing lanes. But all in all, their pass defense isn't terrible, and they do have. I think they're one of the league leaders in total number of partial sacks. Like they're getting home, but multiple people. They're putting together a good rush in the
Crosby
interior.
was out. Crosby was out, so Cousins was kind of lucky. But this week he only has to go up against the Giants. So
yeah, but also the Giants' pass defense is kind of underrated too.
Yeah,
and so I worry for Kirk Cousins. And with the Falcons, it's like they should have made the Michael Penix decision 2 weeks ago, rather than still waiting around to do it. And if they had lost that game last night, absolutely Michael Penix would be the starter this coming week. So
boom.
I told everybody on another network, my start and sit show, I said Michael Penix was or the waiver wire shirt. Oh, we recorded yesterday before the game, and I said, if the Raiders win, Michael Penix is going to be the starter, but Michael Penix is my waiver wire pickup of the week. So if he's available in any of your leagues, just grab him. Especially in Dynasty.
It's been pretty rough for these quarterbacks too. Like Tua had 3 points. Obviously, you've got Winston getting benched for a DTR now, and Winston had 0 points in the last game. And then even worse, somehow Will Levis -4 points.
Right.
Well, just a quick derail. What are we doing with Levis in Dynasty?
I've never been in on Levis at all. Okay. I don't know what to do with him because I've been out on him from the beginning.
He's had multiple -point games.
Yeah, and even coming into the season in redraft, I was telling people, like, I was looking at his fantasy production in his rookie season, and he didn't play the whole year. I think he played like 2/3 of a year. So I took his max games and I extrapolated a 17-game season for him, and he still wound up as like quarterback 20, which, that you're not going to be competitive in Superflex if you don't have like a couple of top 12 quarterbacks. And so Will Levis, I've just been out on him from the beginning.
Yeah.
When I watched Will Levis play in college, I got Zach Wilson vibes, not necessarily like in play style or ability or anything, but the reason I was watching the games was because I was hearing, the name around, and then I went and looked and watched him and just went, oh no. And I had the same reaction with Zach Wilson. I heard all kinds of Zach Wilson hype. Then I watched him play Coastal Carolina and get absolutely owned. And I was like, okay, I'm never, ever going to be in on Zach Wilson. And that kind of played out in the NFL as well. So,
bigz is going to be at the Shrine Bowl, Senior Bowl, Super Bowl. So let me know if you get any of those same vibes. That's a big name. Like, just a big name. I'm not even going to put a name out there, but if you hear something that doesn't go with what you're seeing, let
I
me
will
know if
say
it doesn't
right
jive.
now,
Okay.
looking forward to 2025, I hate this QB class. I hate them. I don't see a top 5 pick in this QB class. I don't see a top 10 pick in this QB class. In the top 10, as an NFL GM, what you have to have is a difference maker, an impact player, somebody who's going to come in and change the course of your following season. And when you talk about quarterbacks, you look at guys like CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels, who have recently done that. But there haven't been a whole lot of quarterbacks that have done that, but those guys have. There is not a quarterback in this class that is going to be able to come out next year and as a top 5 pick and turn the Giants around, turn the Raiders around, Jacksonville probably won't draft a quarterback that high, but those aren't the guys. They're not the guys. There are some coming out in 2026, but there's nobody coming out in 2025 that's worthy of that kind of like franchise quarterback tag. Given a couple years in a, like a Jordan Love type situation, hold a clipboard for a little bit, I can see Cam Ward being a big name. One thing that I get when I watch Cam Ward is I get Michael Penix, Bo Nix 2 years ago. They weren't ready, and I don't think Cam Ward is ready either.
That was honestly the name I was thinking, because I've got my own opinion of like Sanders already, but I was wondering about Ward. And we saw like Drew Allar go back to school. I think yesterday announced that. So
he was actually the one guy that I thought he was given JJ McCarthy but bigger, and so I was like, I would totally take Aller for the Raiders, Aller in the second round. Like that would be take Travis Hunter with your first pick and then get Aller later, and that can be a franchise changer down the road. But if I'm the Raiders and I'm picking 1 or 2, I am like absolutely trading back, still in the top 10, acquiring other picks, building that line, and waiting until 2026 because Rocco's coming and he's, Arch is going to be there. Those guys are going to be franchise changers right away.
Yeah, I hope they make the right move, man. Let's hope.
Speaking of trades,
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, I didn't get your Travis Hunter take though.
Oh, love him.
He won the Heisman, obviously, guys, but we just didn't get the chance to speak on it. So, is that who you want the Raiders to take?
Yes.
All right, let's go on to the trades.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
There are 4 reasons: DeCameron Richardson, Nate Hobbs, Jack Jones, and Jacorian Bennett. Travis Hunter will not have to be primary cornerback a little bit schemed. He will be an offensive weapon primarily, and he can come to the Raiders and play offense. He doesn't have to play
That'd be
defense.
fun, dude. That'd be awesome.
Right? So I feel like that is the best fit in that top 5 is Travis Hunter to the Raiders.
Let's see it.
Yeah. And if Aiden O'Connell is dropping dimes, it moves Jacoby back into the slot. You got Brock Bowers there. Michael Mayer had a great game last week. That's 4 weapons: Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers. Just call it those 3 as their primary weapons, and then get a new running back. Build that offensive line. And Aiden O'Connell can be a placeholder next year if they have a line to support him and he doesn't keep getting banged up and stuff. He's an accurate thrower and he's a pocket passer. He's not going to change the games. They're not going to make the playoffs with Aiden O'Connell. That's not the kind of quarterback he is, but they can still kick the can down the road to 2026. But there's such an immediacy, a win now atmosphere in the NFL that you have to go get scrub quarterbacks in the top 5 and still lose.
Well, right now, to close it out, the Raiders are sitting at first place with the number 1 overall pick, but you're tied technically with the Giants at 2-12.
I thought the Giants, because the strength of schedule is higher.
The strength of schedule for Vegas 5-3-8. Giants is 550, so a
Right.
0.12 difference.
So the Giants
So
would have the
it's
number 1 pick.
okay. So yeah, just barely higher. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
we'll see.
but it's coming down to it. And it could change. Once we get through Jacksonville, then we have New Orleans and the Chargers.
Some winnable games.
So maybe the Giants get through 2 terrible. I don't know their schedule, but maybe it flips. All right, so let me get to this trade. So this trade was in the Campus to Canton League.
Hey, nice.
And I traded with the first place team. I traded him James Conner. And I got back Emeka Egbuka.
Ooh, I love it already.
And Tyler Warren.
That's a steal.
Right?
And guys, you can pull out these type of trades because you're in separate leagues altogether, essentially, and like a guy's desperately trying to win. And I get it, James Conner, he has not let people down in the fantasy playoffs over the course of his career. During his career, yes, he may have had an injured game through the regular season, but if you can still hear me, in the regular season, the playoffs, James Conner's always delivered. And right now he's got like a minimum of like a 14-point floor. Guy's playing great. So, I understand wanting to go out and get James Conner, but at the same time, I think everyone still believes in Emeka Egbuka a lot as a first-round caliber player. So essentially you're trading away a first-round pick. And then Tyler Warren's, potentially tight end 1. Let's just say we always over evaluate tight end. So let's just say he's worth a second-round pick, right? So a first and a second for James Conner's a steal, dude.
Yeah, and I thought Emeka was going to come out last year. He decided to stay an extra year along with Travion Henderson. It was supposed to be Marvin and Emeka coming out together.
He could be wide receiver 3 in this class, or who knows? Whatever I don't know, but in that range of top 5 wide receiver.
Because you got Tet, and then you got the Missouri kid.
What's your opinion on Travis Hunter? Luther Burden's the Missouri kid. But we'll see where the NFL teams think.
I haven't watched a lot of Travis Hunter. I've watched a lot more Egbuka.
Yeah.
So I
great trade, man.
I couldn't say one over the other.
Other thing I wanted to say is I love how in Campus to Canton, like you can have like the trade deadline sometime, like maybe yours doesn't have one, but like I'm in one where there's a trade deadline during the NCAA playoffs. But then after the NCAA playoffs are over, the NFL's still going on, and you can start trading those NCAA assets again. And I don't know, it's just I love how Campus Canton kind of shakes things up a little bit for fantasy.
Yeah. And it's nice to it changes the dynamics of NFL trades because draft picks don't mean anything anymore. Basically, what you're drafting is guys that weren't retained on the campus rosters and like waiver picks that get dropped to make room for the campus players coming up. So that's who you're drafting in the first round. You're not drafting first round rookies. You're drafting.
Yeah, I drafted
drops.
Like the 5th string Carolina Panthers running back who didn't even make the team this last season. So that was one of my first round picks. That's how devalued they are.
So if you do your evaluations right, and especially in like on the campus side, that in the NFL, helmet scouting is bad. So like, don't take one guy over another because he went to Alabama and the other guy went to South Dakota State. Like, that's not good process. But on the college side, it's good to like. So Iowa is tight end U. So I try and load up on Iowa tight ends, and I'd try and load up on Ohio State wide receivers. I thought Antwi was gonna be good. He turns out he hasn't been. So you can approach things like that because there's still 2 or 3 years to make decisions with it. I got a lot of hype on. There's a freshman running back from Notre Dame, and I drafted him everywhere in Campus Canton. Notre Dame running backs, that they come out and they perform, and so give it 3 or 4 years, and he should be doing work for me.
Sweet, man.
So bad beats any this week?
And And no, I don't have any trades over this past week. So I have some deadlines. I have plenty of leagues with no deadlines for what it's worth, but just focus on trying to get these lineups in. But let me start with the good beat because
Okay.
I got plenty. I mean, I'll say some of my leagues are like tournament style where it's it's like either you're getting eliminated as maybe there's 4 teams and the lowest score is eliminated. It's not exactly head-to-head matchup sometimes. Well, one of these leagues, it's 4 teams are in, where one team gets eliminated. I just barely stayed alive by 0.07 points.
Woo!
Happens to be player profiler league. And honestly, a stat correction could kill me. It looks like it already stat corrected to now it's a 0.06 difference.
Wow.
So yeah, man, just barely stayed alive to fight another day. No, it stayed at 0.07, but both of ours dropped down 0.1 for some reason. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I got 171.66. He got 171.69. Oh no, it looks like it flipped the other way. No. I think I just lost off the stack correction. I'm pretty sure I was ahead of him the start of this
Like
morning.
just now?
Yeah, like since the last time I checked, I think it's stack corrected the other way.
It's a bad beat.
It's now a 0.03 difference that I lost by.
No.
Yeah, dude.
In real,
that's brutal.
you guys watching just heard that in real time.
Yeah. And I knew it was going to stack correct. That's why I was even mentioning it because it seems so close. Brutal. Yeah, because I was at 171.7 and he was the one that was in the like 6 point whatever. And then it just flipped. Both of ours dropped, or his went up and mine dropped.
That's terrible.
Yeah, his went up by 0.09. Mine went down by 0.04. Wow.
Do you know what the correction was?
I don't know how to see that, but yeah, I barely want to know what the correction was.
There's a place for that on Sleeper.
Oh, sweet, nice.
So in all of my Dynasty playoff teams.
Oh, I see stat correction. Okay.
I advanced.
Mine's not loading right now, so F it.
Brutal.
That's my bad beat. Lost by 0.03. And that was a league where I was the back-to-back champ, and actually 3 out of the last 4 seasons I won the title. So
nice.
It's about time to pass the torch anyway.
Are you still in the money?
No, I think it's just top 3.
Top 3.
So I'm out.
Yeah, every dynasty that I'm in the playoffs, I either advanced or had a bye. And so this next week is going to be it. This next week is going to be it.
All right. Yeah.
And I had
those buys are nice when you see how, like, this past week there were some stinker games for some of these players, man. So
yeah. Draft night out, I had a bye because I was the 2 seed. And then
congrats.
The orphan that I took over
okay,
in a chalk league. Chalk literally
now you're really feeling good
on Dynasty. I advanced against our boy Travis, who's a graphics guy at Undroppables. And
sweet, yeah.
And I faced Chalk in 2 playoffs in week 16. I faced him in this league where he's the 2 seed, and I face him in our Expo league that we drafted at 4 a.m. The top 4 that made the playoffs in that league, Jax Falcone, then Chalk, then me, then Grindberg. So that was pretty cool. And then
love it, man.
Campus League I advanced. Oh no, I did get beat in one of them. The Dynasty
Fishbowl campus
Bowl.
Leagues. How are you in 1 or 2 campus leagues?
I have 2 campus leagues from a platform that I used to work at.
Sweet.
And then the Dynasty Fishbowl, which Craig Schmucker came up with, is a group of dynasty leagues all named after different kinds of fish. And we use Scott Fishbowl rules every year. So you have a dynasty team, but the rules change.
Oh, okay. I love that because you can't
every
just
year.
flip the team all like overnight.
Yeah,
You have to
I'll
like
make sure
work at it.
Schmuck sends you an invite for next year. And I made it to the I was the 5 seed, and I got beat by like 50. I had David Montgomery hurt, Brock Bowers
Oh
hurt,
man,
Josh Downs hurt, Gino hurt. Yeah, Gino hurt a lot. But I still like all those guys having down weeks, which happens, especially in the playoffs.
yeah.
So congrats to the dude that beat me in that. And then led the league, like led in points in a couple other leagues. My jersey league for Fantasy Football Advice Network, where the winner gets a Josh Hines Allen jersey. I face Jack Lucenay next week. So that's fun. So all in
Nice.
all, good week. I had enough wins that I don't even care about the loss.
Yeah. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
More fun in week 16 ahead.
All right.
And I like
I
that.
got
Oh, go ahead.
no.
No, I was saying I like that doubleheader last night too. So I don't know if this next week's going to be like that. I think there's Saturday games this week. I'm pretty
Everybody
sure.
was complaining
Or
about,
maybe it's next week. Yeah.
I love Monday night doubleheaders.
Yeah.
I had, and when I was reading the complaints last night on Twitter, I had a feeling, I had an inclination that the reason that they're doing that now is because of YouTube TV, because YouTube TV has the multi-box that you can do.
Yeah.
And that gets a rating for both games. And it also helps YouTube TV because they get, like, people want to watch both games. If you don't have YouTube TV, you can only watch one of the games at a time. So it doesn't make sense for ESPN to even do that because you're splitting your ratings. So it has to be because of YouTube TV, right?
I was wondering that same thing. Yeah.
Because that's what I do is put it on the multi-box, and then
I was at a friend's house. He had it on both, and I'm just like, if you just have ESPN, what do you like?
yeah,
I want to watch both. There's no red zone, no Monday night red zone.
And that's basically what it turns into at my house. But it's just unfortunate there were 2 garbage games.
Oh man. Well, hopefully Brock Bowers can overcome the quarterback play. Being on QB3 is rough, even for a rookie.
QB, yeah. There was a chance that they were going to go with QB4 when Ritter came out, or when Ritter got hurt, but he went back in. And I posted on Twitter yesterday. A friend of mine that I co-host a show with on another network reached out to me and was like, "I'm up by 20. I have Justin Jefferson, but I need to make a quarterback decision. Do I go with Cousins or Ritter?" And I said, it depends.
I saw that, yeah.
do you want to, if you're going to lose, do you want to lose because you were safe, or do you want to lose because you had balls and were risky? So play Ritter, because if you win, you can say, I won, even though I played Ritter. If you lose, you can say, well, it was either Cousins or Ritter. And Ritter outscored Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it was like 11-6 or something.
Yeah. Desmond Ritter for the Las Vegas Raiders scored more fantasy points than Kirko.
Yeah, head to head.
we jumped timelines at some point, and
yeah, revenge game. Nah.
Yeah, 11-point revenge game. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to get to the airport and scoop up my lady. And thank you guys for watching. I think next week will probably be pretty short too. We're winding down. We will have kind of like an end of the year MVP award show kind of thing, and then in a week or two. So good luck in the playoffs, you guys. DFK, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, find me Dynasty Football Key on YouTube and right here on Player Profiler News, as well as on X at Dynasty FK. Appreciate you guys. Hey, it's almost that mock draft season, so buckle up.
Yeah. Oh, it's my favorite. Dynasties all year round. And download Fast Draft. It's fun. And I've won money the last couple weeks.
Yeah, me too.
So
Keep
check
it
this
going.
out. Thanks, guys.
Oh, incredible news about Fast Draft. Fast Draft DFS is live. It's called the Flex 6 Frenzy. You just draft 6 guys, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends for the Sunday slate. You like Jahmyr Gibbs? You like Jackson Smith and Jigba? You like Tyrone Tracy? Draft him, draft him, draft him. And the beauty is you can just order 5 teams, submit your rankings, and Fast Draft will email you the results. We awarded $1,000 in prizes our first week, and we're just going up from there. Soon it's going to be a select 6. No drafting at all. You just pick any 6 guys. Our DFS mantra, just say no to salaries on Fast Draft. Don't forget there's free tools on Fast Draft too. You want to get ready for startup season? We've created the best Dynasty mock draft experience there is. And if you want to play in these DFS contests, and our best ball contest for 2025 are coming very soon too, just use promo code PODFATHER when you deposit and you get a free draft. It's that easy. And you're like, oh, I already have Fast Draft. Great. Refer a friend. Have them put your username in as the promo code, and then you and your friend will both get an instant deposit match up to $25. We got DFS. We got Dynasty Mocks. We got Best Ball. It's all there for you on fastdraft.app. Check it out. And the promo code is PODFATHER. Hey, I want to thank you for being part of this broadcast. If you have any thoughts on it, leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to see more shows on the Player Profiler channel, subscribe to it. That's how we know you want more.